this. So everybody in the Bible is black, right? But he just said that the heathen did what?
Sought to paint the likeness of their images.
They painted everybody in the Bible to look like them. So that's why on Google, you'll see a white Christ, because the white people took power. Once they took power during the Renaissance period, right? During the Renaissance period, they took power over the world. They sought to go into our Bible and do this. You see, it went from black to white. Black to white. Everybody in the Bible is black.
Right.
And this is the billions, the tax money that they use to cover this up. But today is a new day, Jason. Today you're going to find out that the prophets of God are going to come to you. You don't even got to go to God. God is going to come to you. He's going to use these men, the men of the Lord that keep God's commandments. And we're going to show you other scriptures where other prophets are black. Read.
This is the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 1. The Songs of Songs, which is Solomon's, let him kiss me.
Go to the point.
Verse 5. I am black.
I am what?
I am black.
So Solomon was a king, one of the wisest kings, wisest people in the world, next to Christ. He said he's what?
I am black, but comely.
He said, I am black. Show me. Let's see it. Show me. Look at that. We ain't write this. I am black, but comely. I am comely means beautiful. I am black and beautiful. That's in the Bible. But they show us this image on Google, and many people were deceived and thought Christ was a white man. But we just prove out of the Bible that they covered up the images, painted him white, but the Bible says that he's black. Go, read, give me Job.
Job, chapter 30, verse 30. My skin is black upon me.
My what?
My skin is black upon me.
Go to Jeremiah 14 and 2. This is speaking plainly. I don't have to interpret it. It says I'm black. I'm black means I'm black. I don't got to sit there and twist the word like these pastors do. Because the pastors are a major issue in the black community. Because they got the Bible in their hand. They go to all these schools, get all these degrees. Some of them don't even want you to call them pastor. They want you to call them doctor. Like they healing people, when really they out here stealing from people.
Right.
Read.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof lake.
So you come from the tribe. You're not an African American, Jason. You come from the tribe of Judah. And we're going to prove your lineage goes all the way back to Judah. We're going to prove that it comes all the way back to Judah, and that African American is not in the Bible. Because African, it comes from a man named Scipio's Africanos. He was an Italian, navigator and discovered America way before Christopher Columbus. And what was it? No, that's
Leo Scipio Africanos.
Sorry, I flipped it around. So African American, Leo Scipio's Africanos conquered Hannibal in the Punic Wars, and the landmass that we claim that is Africa today, that used to be called Canaan or Ham, the land of Ham, but he called it Africa after he conquered that area.
Right. See, that showed me I need to read the Bible.
Right. You're gonna be all right, brother.
That proves to you he's black.
Right. And America is Amerigo Vespucci. Amerigo Vespucci, he's Italian, and he discovered America. He was an Italian navigator. So those two words don't even subscribe to you at all, because they come from two different white men. But the Bible says what?
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black.
So as you can see, African Americans, it says Judah is black. Now, as you can come over here, you can see the 12 tribes of Israel, right? You got blacks, Hispanics, and you got Native Americans, right? We make up the 12 tribes of Israel too. Now let's prove to you that you come from the tribe of Judah. First, give me Genesis 49 and verse 9. That's where we start at. 9 or 10?
8.
8, yeah. 49 and 8. We're going to prove to you from the beginning, and we're going to work our way down. Read. Read verse 1.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons.
Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes. So he called the 12 tribes
And said, gather yourselves together.
He wants the 12 tribes of Israel to always gather themselves together. Read.
That I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
In what days?
The last days.
No, in the beginning.
In the last days.
In the middle?
The last days.
What days are we living in today? The last days. So this is Genesis. Jacob was a prophet. He prophesied what was going to happen to
Bring
the
it
12
out.
tribes of Israel
Right.
in this time, 2022.
Read it.
Right? Read.
Gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
Bump to 8.
Verse 8. Judah,
Judah would have in the last days, right? Read.
thy brother shall praise thy hand. Excuse me. Thy brother shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the necks of thine enemies.
It said Judah, the so-called African Americans today, they said that where they would dwell at, they would be in the neck of their enemies. That's why out of all the tribes, every tribe has a land where they are mostly there than other nations. But us, we are right here in America where there's all nations here, and majority of the black people in America are African Americans. That's why they have that name, African American, because we're in the neck of our enemies. Through civil rights, we've always been going back and forth with Esau. Esau is the white people today. As you can see right here. Esau are the Caucasian peoples. Esau is their biblical name.
Right.
Edomites. Just like our biblical name is Israelites. It said Judah would be in the neck of their enemies. Read.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp.
So Judah is a lion's whelp. You ever seen Lion King? Remember when the part when Mufasa was trying to tell Simba to roar? Simba was a lion's whelp, which means a young lion, right? Read.
From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stood down. He stooped down.
So it said from the prey, meaning that our enemies, once our enemies began to push drugs in the 80s to us, they began to push redlining. They made projects for us.
Right.
Guess what happened to that lion's whelp? A lion's whelp is a young lion. Simba's a lion's whelp. So a lion's whelp, he said, you stoop up, but when the prey got in, once you became the prey, read.
He stooped down.
He stooped down. Right after all the Malcolm X, after all we tried to
Black Panther
push
Party?
Black Panthers, all that stuff, and the Caucasian, the Americans, the white people push all the drugs and try to put us down. We stooped down, and now you see no more black leaders. We stooped down, and now you see no more black leaders. We're like a what? Read it again. We stooped down.
He stooped down, and he crouched as a lion and as an old lion.
He crouched down not like a regular lion, but like an old lion. An old lion just sits there and don't do nothing. Well, you know, we got church on Sunday.
Right.
Go give me some weed. Give me some of that weed. Smoke some weed. Get high. What we doing today, bro? You stoop down like an old lion. That passion of fighting for your people is now stripped from him now.
Right.
This is specifically talking about the African Americans, the tribe of Judah. These are characteristics that they would have. Is that it on that?
Who shall rouse him up?
It said, who's going to rouse him up?
The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
Because Christ comes from the tribe of Judah. The black Messiah, the black God we just showed you in Revelations, his feet is black as if they burnt. He comes from Judah. That's who's going to put the spirit on Judah to rise up, as you can see today. Now go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Here's more things that happened to the tribe of Judah and all the rest of the tribes. We're going to give you biblical history about black people in the Bible. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
So God said he's going to bring us into Egypt. Now, you heard about Moses what did Moses tell Pharaoh? What was that song that they always tell about Moses? It goes, let my, right. And today we say, hey, let so-and-so free, let my dog free.
Free my dog.
Free my dog, right. That's pretty much what Moses was saying. Let my people go. Free my people, Pharaoh. You got them working sun up to sundown the same way we work sun up to sundown in America.
All right.
God, Pharaoh or Moses like, let my people go. But God is now saying, since the Israelites don't want to keep God's commandments, he's going to do what?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
Now, God said, let's just find out what Egypt means. Because you may think that God is talking about the landmass Egypt. But there's been no history about anybody going on ships to Egypt, right? There's no history on that, right? So what does Egypt mean?
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
From the house of what?
House of bondage.
Egypt was a house of bondage. What does bondage mean, Jason?
Like
Bondage.
like a bond, like me and you have a bond together. Like
Bondage means that you're in slavery.
Right.
That's why Moses was saying, let my people go. This is being in bondage. See, chains, bondage. So God is promising the Israelites, if you break my commandments, I'm going to send you back to Egypt, back to slavery again. But how am I going to send them?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Right there. The Bible's a true book. The Bible talks about the Atlantics, the slave trade. The Bible, it says the slave trade was Bible prophecy. God sent us back to Egypt with ships to be sold, Negroes to be sold. All of this is because we broke God's commandments as the 12 tribes of Israelites. As the Israelites, we disobeyed God. So God said, when you do something bad, I'm going to whoop that. Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
He said the Israelites will never see Jerusalem again. Read.
And there ye shall be sold.
And there you shall be what?
Sold.
You shall be sold. To be sold. That's an actual sign written by a Caucasian slave master. This Bible don't get no clearer. But they're not teaching you in the church. Because they want this kingdom, they want the slaves to stay slaves. So they push that, they push all that, but they're not going to show you facts. This Bible is supposed to be clear. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Unto your who?
Your enemies.
Who are we sold to? Who are our enemies?
Bring it out.
Who are they? Who are we sold to?
That's a good question.
Right here. Look at that. You look at it. You got an Arab slave master.
Who are we sold to?
Right.
The Caucasians.
Bring it out.
The Caucasians.
That's
Right.
right.
Arab, white, and African. Those are our people that we were sold to. Read.
Excuse me. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
It said, no man shall buy you. The word buy is an old word for redeem. No man will redeem you or save you out of slavery. That's why we're still in America. Marcus Garvey tried. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, even Harriet Tubman tried.
Right.
All these people tried that we hear about, these great leaders that stood up for black people tried. But guess what? It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Verse 45.
Verse 45.
This is why we're still in slavery today.
Moreover, all these curses.
We are cursed. That's why we can't get nothing done. That's why your mentality of trying to do something great, it's like a jar. It's like they got an expression. where you say if you put a grasshopper can jump 100 times its feet. But if I put that grasshopper in a jar and I cover the jar, it's only gonna be able to jump as far as I let it. That's what the ghetto is today.
Right.
That's what black people are in. It's called slavery.
Right.
It's called redlining. It's called black coding. That's why we can never be great. And they have a few of us that they show that,
Systematic oppression.
Systematic depression.
Oppression.
Oppression, systematic oppression. It's all designed. The grasshopper can jump 100 times its feet, 100 times the height of the grasshopper. But if I put it in the box, it's only gonna jump from boop, boop. But it could jump from here.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what this is. That's what slavery is. Read on.
They're not teaching us in the church.
Not. You don't hear this in the church because they don't have this.
They don't break it down like this. You know?
Right.
You know why? Because it's meant for. It's supposed to be. You're actually paying the bills for the pastor, and he's getting rich off the people. They had there was an article the other day. The pastor has about 40,000 members. Now, if 40,000 members give that pastor $1 every Sunday, I'm making $40K a week, and that's at the low end. That's at the low end.
Bring it out.
I'm trying to say that's the least, but they ain't giving them $1. They giving them $100 bills, $1,000, $500. That pastor's eating off the congregation.
Right.
He's pimping. He's pimping out the
Bring
congregation.
it out.
Bring it out!
That's a major move. That's a pimp move.
Right.
If I was a nigga, I'd think of doing something like that too.
Right.
Shoot, I need to feed my family. Let me pimp out some people. Let me act like I got the spirit of God and lie to you and tell you your season is coming. I'll tell you you're going to be rich, but you got to give me your $1. That's a pyramid scheme.
Right.
That's a pyramid scheme. But read on.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee. And
God said all the curses are going to come upon the 12 tribes of Israel. Specifically for you, the tribe of Judah. Read.
and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearken not.
So why would we be destroyed? Why would we go through slavery, black codes, redlining, put in the projects? Why?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Read.
To keep his commandments.
To do what?
Keep his commandments.
To do what?
Keep his commandments.
So why would we go through slavery and be put on slave ships, Jason? Because we didn't do what? Obey what?
To
We
keep
used to
his
scream black
commandments.
power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.